You mentioned mental health. Mental health. What should we do about mental health situation in LA?
Massive problem. We've got, in the United States, 550,000 people are homeless. It's a huge number. And we see it so much here in California.
Everywhere.
Oh.
Everywhere.
It feels
what
like
a mess.
It feels like half of them are at my freeway exit.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
It's huge. But I realized something that surprised me. We have 335 million people in the United States. So 550,000 people is only 17% of 1% of our population. It's tiny, Jesse. When you look at it with that perspective,
right.
It's a tiny percentage of our population that's homeless. And we are failing these people. These people are suffering terribly, that are mentally ill, they're drug addicted, they're Vietnam veterans, they're people who simply can't make it in our economy, and they're not getting help.
Have you noticed that the government want them that way? Because the government gives drugs to them, free drugs, free needles, free everything. So the government want them homeless.
It's hard to believe. I don't know. It's hard to believe.
Do you see that?
But I do believe that taking care of them, getting them housing, food, medical care, mental health care, job training,
right,
is a touch of nothing in our country.
But do you see that the government want them that way because they provide drugs?
Sometimes it seems that, but I don't feel like that.
Really?
That's pretty cynical to think that.
Why do you think the government giving them free pot, free needles, free everything?
I think...
And if the government didn't want them that way, why would they get them free drugs?
Well, I think it probably stops some crime.
No,
if they're not having to steal to go buy drugs.
You think it's okay for the government to get homeless people drugs?
No, I don't.
Why do you think the government is doing it then?
To keep people from being criminals.
No.
And
because when they get high, they go and break in buildings, they steal.
They steal to get money to go
so
to
the
buy drugs.
government helped create the problem.
I think it's crazy. I think we can solve their problem. Listen, if we spent $25,000 for each one of those people,
I don't want to spend one dime on the homeless people. I'm not responsible for the homeless people.
Well, we
are not responsible for them, right?
Well, you've got people who need help.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Because you build these apartments for these homeless people, you give them free housing. What do? They destroy them.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So how is that helping them?
No, I think there are ways to help people.
Money on the freeway, and what they do, they go buy drugs and alcohol.
That's not the answer.
We're not responsible for the homeless people.
Yeah.
Right?
We cannot be a great country with so many people suffering on our streets.
If the government would get out of the way, then people would get up and take care of themselves.
Well, I think that's hard to buy.
Why?
How would that happen?
Just like you take care of yourself, I take care of myself.
These are people who can't take care of themselves.
They can. They just don't want to. They don't have to because they have the government, and then they have people giving them free money, free this. Why would they get up and take care of themselves?
I think they're pretty miserable. I don't think they're happy. I think they're pretty miserable.
If they weren't happy, they would take care of themselves.
Listen, I hear what you're saying. I think that you have people who just really can't.
No,
not that they won't.
Not in America.
They can't.
They don't even have poor people in America. Nobody's poor in America.